What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're having a good week. As always, there's some breaking news that apparently everybody thinks is a huge bombshell, so I want to talk about it, analyze it real quick, which is that Sean Hannity, I guess, was revealed as Michael Cohen, who is Trump's lawyer's client, and apparently people think that's a huge deal. Sean Hannity has denied it on Twitter. He said, "I'm not a client. I just emailed him or reached out to him for some advice." And this is the world we live in. We basically live in a world where there's a few corporations and, Facebook, Google, Twitter, a lot of powerhouses. They have the ability, no matter what's going on, there could be millions of women and children dying. You could be being poisoned in the skies. You can be being poisoned by, certain industries. And people can just make up their own narrative and create a false or just some sort of story that doesn't even matter, that millions of people will think is the Super Bowl. They're like, "Oh my goodness, Sean Hannity talked to a lawyer. Oh wow, arrest him and take down Fox News." So, I want to talk about it because this apparently is the thing that everyone's talking about. It's all over Twitter. The Trump haters are foaming at the mouth. You could see just foam coming out of their mouths being like, "Yes, take Fox News off the air. We need to create a single media source where it's only extreme leftism like Hitler and Stalin did, and we're just going to have only that, so we can't even have Sean Hannity on air." And, this is what they're doing. So we're going to wait about a minute for everyone to come in. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America, and God bless the world. This is a bombshell story, so they say. We got to talk about it because it's very, very important. I mean, the fact that our education system is now down to like 17th or 18th, and we're not even top 10 in education, that doesn't matter. The fact that we have the worst food in America, people come from Syria and the Middle East and from South America, and they come to the promised land in America and they say, "What type of meat are you eating? What type of food are you eating? It's disgusting. It's not real meat." That doesn't matter. The fact that, we have an industry that is a medicine industry that's killing hundreds of thousands of people, that doesn't matter. The fact that we're destabilizing multiple regions in the world, creating a refugee crisis that is now destabilizing Europe to the point where even London has a higher crime rate than the UK, and they're trying to take away guns. That doesn't matter. None of what I just said just matters, because that's not important. Hundreds of thousands of people dying a year is not important. The fact that your civil liberties being infringed upon every single day, and the fact that they're manufacturing marches all over to take away your rights, disguised as science, women, and, Second Amendment, whatever. None of that's important. I just want to let you know, none of that's important. Just ignore all of that. Ignore everything that matters. Ignore the fact that we have a Federal Reserve that, over 100 years ago basically controls the money system and decides whether it goes up or down. The fact that China and Russia are working on a petro-yen to rival the petrodollar, which could tank the whole economy. None of that matters. What I just told you, that's all fake news. That's all, that's a right-wing conspiracy, everything I just said. Let's talk about what's important, because this is the bombshell story. Thank you guys so much for joining. God bless you. Okay, so liberals and Trump haters and whoever, I don't know, like the mainstream media, they're freaking out. They're so happy today. It's their Super Bowl again, just like it was their Super Bowl when James Comey, I don't know, had a testimony. They're like, "Yes, Stormy Daniels, yes, porn stars," whatever. So the big scoop is that Michael Cohen, who is Trump's lawyer, okay, this is one of Trump's many lawyers. I'm sure Trump has dozens of lawyers. I mean, the guy is a billionaire with multiple properties and, multiple businesses, and now he's the president of the United States. He's got dozens of lawyers. It's not really a big deal. The FBI raided Michael Cohen's office and basically stole all his stuff, his laptop, his cell phone. I guess that takes priority over the, 40-plus phone calls from the Parkland shooter. Like, everyone's like, "Hey, this kid's gonna shoot up the school," and we found out that the shooter of the Pulse nightclub, his dad was an informant of the FBI for 11 years. But none of that's important. Everybody, please ignore that. Please ignore the fact that the FBI sent a letter to Martin Luther King telling him to kill himself, saying, "You have 34 days, you know what to do," basically telling him, kill yourself or we're going to kill you. That doesn't matter. I mean, ignore that, the fact that no one's ever talked about it, the fact that it never gets brought up twice, it never gets brought up on MLK Day. Ignore all of this stuff because it's really not important. What matters is the FBI raided Michael Cohen's office. They didn't raid the DNC. the DNC created a whole false narrative around, oh, we got hacked by the Russians. Our servers got hacked by the Russians. And did the FBI get their servers? Did they go to the DNC to make sure that they were hacked by the Russians? No, they actually never did, because the DNC didn't want to give their servers to the FBI. Isn't that a little weird? To anybody with common sense, that's a little bit strange. But, ignore that. Ignore the fact that they never raided the Clintons. They never, raided, James Comey or McCabe, who now it's literal physical fact that they've broken multiple crimes, lying under oath. They've never raided that, but they raided Michael Trump's lawyer because of Stormy Daniels. Whoa, yay, we're so smart. We went to school for 8 years and we have science degrees and education degrees, and we work in tech companies and we work so hard and we're so much smarter than Republicans and conservatives. Man, Republicans and conservatives are so dumb. We're so smart that in the age of technology, in the age of freedom and innovation, and we got all sorts of travel, we're talking about a porn star because we're the smart Trump-hating liberals. Yay, porn star narratives. That makes absolutely no sense. Let's that's the big scoop is Stormy Daniels, #1 ratings on 60 Minutes. So they raided Michael Cohen's office because of Stormy Daniels' allegation that Michael Cohen, I guess, gave Stormy Daniels money, and they're trying to find out. Well, they're not really trying to find out anything. They're trying to, use what they already can is they can build a narrative. It doesn't matter. There could be millions of people dying. They could be poisoning your food and your water and your air. They could be destabilizing Libya and Syria, creating a refugee crisis that will in turn destabilize Europe, which is already happening. I mean, Europe is pretty much down the tubes unless they really turn it around 180, which isn't going to happen because the same media blames it all on Christians. They say, oh, it's all the Christians' fault. Let's kill the Christians and conservatives. Let's take them off the air, which is what's happening now. Let's ignore that too. But Michael Cohen, his office got raided, so they got his cell phone, they got his computer because Stormy Daniels, I don't know, because something happened there. So they found out today in court that there's some lawyer that's like, hey, I got two people that Michael Cohen was working with, and I don't want to reveal the third, like it's a television show. And they're like, well, who's the third person? He's like, it's Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity worked with Michael Cohen. Oh my goodness. Wow. Whoa. It's the Super Bowl. Yay. James Comey and McCabe are my heroes. And oh my God, Sean Hannity worked with a lawyer, a multi-millionaire journalist. Oh my God, uses a lawyer. Whoa, that's so crazy. Oh my goodness, let's take them off air. Let's burn down the villages. Let's burn down Texas. Yes, let's take guns away from everybody. Let's destabilize Libya. Let's destabilize Syria. Let's literally, destroy America, and then let's blame you for it. Let's take away your privacy. Let's take away your First Amendment, your Second Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, your Fifth Amendment. Let's take them all away. Your right to a privacy with a lawyer, done. Freedom of speech, done. Second Amendment, done. Yes, we're liberals. We care about peace and equality. Yes, we're the best people in America, and you're terrible. Yes, we own the tech companies. Haha, yes. We own Twitter and Facebook and Google, and we own the feminists now, and we're mind controlling the women. Yes, yes, we're the smart liberals. Let's take all your amendments away. So, they got the fact that Sean Hannity talk to a lawyer. Whoa, cool bombshell. What a great story. I can't wait for it to be, mind control blasted to us on all the social media platforms because they're all sold out. So, Hannity then tweets, excuse me, I got a little carried away. I don't know what got into me. Hannity tweets out, he said, I didn't even work with Michael Cohen. I've never paid Michael Cohen. I just consulted him. I just talked to him as a friend and, asked him for advice. And it's like, okay, even if he did work with Michael Cohen, Sean Hannity says he didn't, but even if he worked with Michael Cohen, I mean, is that not what lawyers do? I don't know. Maybe someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I would think that a lawyer of Michael Cohen's stature probably works with dozens of people. I don't know. I'm sure he works with liberals and Republicans and people at multiple organizations. Maybe not. Maybe this guy's like a slave and he's supposed to work for Donald Trump, and if anyone else ever emails him, whoa, oh my God, that's so crazy. So, like I said, the Trump-hating, whatever you want to call them, mind-controlled zombies, they're saying, we got to take Sean Hannity off air. This is evidence of, I don't know, collusion, and now he's not a real journalist. Okay. Before, I don't even know. There's so much going on. I don't even know where to start. There's so much. It's just a parody at this point. We're literally just watching, like, a really dumb movie. We're watching people who sat in school for 8 years to literally be the dumbest people on the planet. So where do I even start with all of this? So I mean, I don't even know, like, what to follow with. So they raided Trump's office, they got his computers, and they found out that his lawyer was emailing Sean Hannity. When it comes to journalism, when it comes to Sean Hannity, when it comes to Tucker Carlson, when it comes to me, when it comes to Alex Jones, when it comes to Rachel Maddow, when it comes to Chris Hayes, when it comes to George Yimalamanopoulos, whatever his name is, I don't even care. When it comes to Anderson Cooper, when it comes to Jake Tapper, this is what matters, my friends. People seem to lose it in the loop, and I'm already talking to, the people that I'm talking about. They're literally not even home. They're being mind controlled by the tech companies, but that's not important. What's going to happen? Never mind. What matters is the truth. If Sean Hannity says something, if Rachel Maddow says something, if I say something, with Alex Jones says something, what matters is it true or is it not true? Are we that dumb now? Are we that mind controlled? Are we that sports team? Hoorah, left, right, red, blue, that we can't even decipher the truth from a lie? They have to characterize people. They have to make Alex Jones is already a character. We're all characters in this weird, wacky world, but they have to make him into a character because that's how they can manipulate reality and literally mind control people into reaping their own demise. Because right now, if you take away what I'm saying, we'll get into that in a second, but is what Sean Hannity's saying true? Is what Alex Jones is saying true? Which parts of what he's saying are true? Which parts of what he's saying aren't true? This is what a normal, critical thinking, intelligent, or not even intelligent, just basic common sense person would do. But they have these people, and it goes left or right. It goes on both sides for sure. People think it's like this game where everything Sean Hannity says must be wrong for 20 years. I never was a huge fan of Sean Hannity. He was one of my least favorite analysts. But he's done actual good work this year. He's done actual journalism. That's why they're so mad. They have to literally destroy everybody's, any ability to communicate the alternate perspective, which is very honest. You have all of the tech companies, you have all of the television stations literally spewing out this fake narrative, and this is what the FBI raid on Cohen is about. It's about controlling the narrative. It was never about impeaching Trump. They don't care. I'm sorry. If there's any Trump haters watching, if there's any people who consider themselves left-leaning liberals watching, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. But they don't care about you. They don't care about the Women's March. They don't care about the Science March. They don't care about the March for Your Lives. They don't care about your life. They don't care about equality. They don't care about feminism. They don't care about the LGBT community. They're using you and mind-controlling, manipulating you to create this doofy narrative that's literally 15-year-old level. When I was 15, I probably was still too common sense driven to even care about what a porn star said. But they're just creating literally a narrative. They're using this FBI raid. Now they have more evidence not to impeach Trump. That's never going to happen. They're lying to you for ratings. Because if they can make you watch next week and next week and next week and next week, guess what? They make millions of dollars off you, and then they make you depressed and angry off of fake news, and then they're like, here's some pills to swallow that you probably don't need. Here's some antidepressant pills or whatever. And then you're like, yeah, I can't wait till Stormy Daniels next week. Let's eat all the food they advertise to me and the terrible stuff. And then they act like they have the moral high ground. They literally shove terrible fast food down people's throats and all these pharmacy pills that people don't need that are killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. And then they say, oh, I'm the greatest person and everybody else is terrible. It's like, no, you're probably the biggest scum in the planet, but whatever. So they're just using this to create a narrative. Yes, they raided Trump. Yes, Sean Hannity had conversations with Michael Cohen. I mean, don't you know who Sean Hannity is already? He's a Republican on Fox News who is just a classic Republican. Even if he does good journalism now, doesn't mean he's going to do good journalism in 5 years. It doesn't mean he did good journalism during the Bush administration. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. That's for you to decide and not just be like, yeah, let's get him off air. Yeah, let's take him out. It's like, Jesus Christ, you people are just lunatics. I mean, because he had a conversation with a lawyer, they're taking away all of our amendments at the same time. Our First Amendment, freedom of speech, we still have it, barely. UK doesn't have it because UK is literally lunatic left utopia. So if you're this lunatic, who thinks they're smart because they have an 8-year college degree and they're literally just brainwashed and mind controlled by the tech companies, maybe you should go to Europe and see how it is. Maybe you'll love it there. I mean, maybe it's great. I'm sure England's great. I have a lot of supporters in England, and I'm sure they have a good time. I'm not poo-pooing on the place, but I'm saying they don't have the freedom of speech anymore. I don't know if they ever did. That's why we sailed to America to make our own country, because we didn't feel that the rights were good there. Okay, so that's why America was founded, because we didn't want to be enslaved by kings and queens. So they don't have freedom of speech. People get arrested for making jokes. They don't have a Second Amendment right, and guess what? Now their crime is surpassing New York City for the first time in modern history. I wonder why. It's because it's not the guns, dummy. Guns don't kill people. Knives don't kill people. Bombs don't just kill people themselves. It's the people who use them. I mean, it's basic common sense. You could probably ask a 2-year-old that, but apparently modern day, 30 to 50-year-old liberals or 18 to 50-year-old liberals, they don't know this stuff. This is like, well, I thought guns just go off and shoot people. I wonder why there's people in England using machetes and just, stealing, killing people every single day. Well, it's because you took in hundreds of thousands of people who were probably 20 to 60% ISIS members, and you took them into your country because you were virtue signaling, saying, I'm so much better than conservatives. We love everyone. Open borders. We're going to bring everyone in. Well, guess what? There's 50 plus million people on this planet who literally want to kill you and destroy your civilization. So good luck letting all of them into your country. And I'm not talking about a certain complete religion or people from certain countries. I have love for everybody. God bless people from every religion, race, gender, and culture. But what I am saying is there's people that want to kill Muslims. There's people who want to kill Christians. There's people who want to literally destroy Western civilization. It's their goal in life. And you're just welcoming them into your country. And then you're taking guns and knives away from your citizens. You're saying, oh, you can't have a knife. You can't even protect yourself. Why is crime and murder going up? I wonder why. It's because you guys are idiots. I mean, we're living in a technological age where we're lucky to even be having this conversation. In 10 years, if you can't get to the truth now, if you can't get to the bottom of what's really happening in society now, you're never going to be able to, because within 5 or 10 years, or maybe 20 years max, they're going to have virtual simulations and holograms, if they already don't, that will literally be indistinguishable from a human being. You will have a fake Rachel Maddow. You will have a fake Donald Trump. You will have a simulation, virtual reality person speaking to you, literally spewing fake news, pretending to be another person that is literally indecipherable with the human eyes. That's what you're going to get in 5-10 years. While you're Stormy Daniels, oh my God, Trump's someone from Fox News talked to a lawyer. He had a conversation with a lawyer that Trump uses. Whoa, let's take him off air. That's evidence enough. I mean, he's a Republican who works at Fox News. You know who he is. Now just shut up and listen to what he's saying. If he tells the truth, he's telling the truth. This is how they mind control you. They turn people into characters, and then you're like, we have to oppose everything that they say. We got to take away the First Amendment right because they like the First Amendment right. We got to take away the first 6 amendments because he likes them and I hate him, so I got to hate that. That's literal liberal logic nowadays. That's Trump hater logic is, oh, we got to take away the freedom of speech because Trump likes that. We need to take away guns because Trump and conservatives like guns and they're bad, even though the NRA never kills anybody and it's always just these creepy kids on pharmacy pills that are being groomed by the intelligence communities. That doesn't matter, but we're just going to take guns away and knives away and the first 2 amendments and the right to an attorney privilege with the, no privacy, and we're going to pretend like Facebook's the only one spying on everybody. I mean, it's just straight embarrassing, people. I mean, Trump's trying to tell you this morning about the petrodollar and petro-yen because the whole United States, your whole life will crumble in a day if this is successful. You have China and Russia using a new currency called the petro-yen, or the petro-won, however you pronounce it, which is backing, which is rivaling the petrodollar. Believe it or not, this is why we're starting all the wars, dum-dums. It's not because, oh, they care about Syria. 40 people died, and Trump and the White House and John McCain really care about saving the civilians. Oh, we got to bomb Syria to help them. Those poor women, they don't give a F about that, dum-dums. They do it Because anytime that they've gone into Libya or, a certain country, it's either for oil money, it's either for political reasons, or it's because they want a puppet president that they can control. Or in the case of Libya, it's most likely because they were shifting away from a central bank and they were shifting towards their own gold-backed currency. And you can't have that. Has nothing to do with Stormy Daniels, little fools. Has nothing to do with, Michael Cohen, and we get Trump out of office and it's just going to be rainbows flowing down. No, you morons. Has nothing to do with that. So Trump this morning is trying to tell you guys, hey, there's China and Russia trying to tank our whole, currency, and, the Federal Reserve keeps hiking up interest rates, and they literally control the money supply, and if they hike up interest rates, there's going to be a huge collapse, which there probably is going to be anyway, because it's really hard to stop unless Trump works some magic, which he's desperately trying to do, but people are so dumb, they're like, please, Trump, don't save me, I love being enslaved. Take my rights away and give me a puppet president that destabilizes the Middle East, will ruin Western civilization. That's what I want. I love to be lied to. I hate the blunt truth, Trump. Please don't tell me the truth. Just lie to me like Obama and George Bush did. Please, I love the lies. It makes me feel so good when there's murderous people just killing women and children and using them as human shields and chopping off their heads, and we're acting like we're stopping them, but we're really not, because we spend hundreds of billions of dollars on our military and we have capabilities that no one has, but we can't find these guys who are using knives. Yeah, that's a real story. But please, Trump, lie to me. Don't tell me the truth about the Federal Reserve. Please, Trump. Don't tell me about what's happening in the Middle East. Don't tell me about the economy. Don't tell me about the reality of our political criminals. Please just lie to me, and I'll oppose anything you say. If you like the First Amendment, I hate the First Amendment. If you like Sean Hannity, I hate everything Sean Hannity says, and I'll never listen to a word he says. I'll never critically think about what he's talking about. I'll never consider it. I will just hate, and try to destroy him off air because, he had a conversation with a lawyer. Please don't tell me about how we should have an attorney-client privilege where, that they can't just raid your house and, literally just seize your property. That's one of, our rights. But they use, this last year, is just a parody. They are literally manipulating the news. They can raid the FBI. Now it's not about impeaching Trump. It's not about, getting him out of office. Maybe at best that's what they want, but they can now, with all the juice they have with Michael Cohen's raid, they can control the narrative for 2 more years. They used a whole fake Russia situation that literally never existed. We're on the brink of war with Russia. We're not getting along with Russia. Russia's working with China to tank our whole economy, and guess why you don't hear about it? It's not because Russia's in our news. It's because China owns a large portion of the U.S., and they're already going to overtake our economy, whatever. But that's what's going on. They're using news to just mind control people so they don't actually worry about what actually matters. They're not paying attention to the fact that we were literally spending billions of dollars to fund terrorists and fund rebels in the Middle East. We literally killed a leader and overthrew a region and created a huge refugee crisis. In Libya and Syria. And now that Syria's getting better, they're trying to flip the narrative again, but whatever. They're just using the Russian news. Where's the Russian news now? The Russia talked to the NRA. There's 20 people in the United States with Russian grandparents, and they're part of the NRA. Whoa, that'll be a good story for a week. That's all that they do. They just create narratives to mind control you for 2 years. So now that the Russian narrative's dying down because we're literally on the brink of war with Russia, Russia's trying to tank our economy, and we're not getting along with them in Syria. Now they need a news story, so they raid Trump's office. Now they have 2 years of Stormy Daniels and Trump, as they're literally building artificial intelligence, and there's artificial intelligence already in Twitter and Facebook, and there's literally like an extremist left-wing overtake of the media where you can't even be Christian or conservative. They literally don't even want you to survive or exist. They're saying, oh, how dare Chick-fil-A come to New York? This is an invasion of... It's like, what are you talking about? It's a chicken company with a Christian leader who is unapologetically Christian. Who cares? Meanwhile, they're bringing in millions of people who want to destroy Western civilization. Oh, we'll put a hijab on a Barbie. Yeah, congratulations. That's really great. I'm not knocking the hijab. I'm not even knocking the religion. God bless all my Muslim friends and supporters. But what I'm saying is these people are twisted. They don't care about anything. They have one narrative that they're trying to push, and they're ignoring a huge problem in that world, and then they're making up non-existent problems to mind control people. I mean, nothing that they talk about matters. The fact that Sean Hannity had a conversation on the general scale of stuff, why is it a big deal? It's because James Comey, who now is a hero, I mean, if this is not the biggest proof of people being mind controlled, before I get into James Comey, they were blaming him for the election. All the Trump haters and the mind control zombies, during the election they said, James Comey is #1 enemy. He's the reason that Trump won. He announced an investigation a week before, and James Comey is working with Trump. He's our enemy. James Comey's the reason that Hillary Clinton lost. They literally were saying this. And then Trump fired James Comey. And it's on air on Stephen Colbert. Google it. It's the funniest thing. It's literally like mind-controlled, programmed humans, like half robot, half humans. I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm not even 100% sure that people are humans anymore. I'm convinced that they actually cloned people. I think they're clones because no human with the capacity of critical thinking could literally be this stupid. But they're in the audience of what's his name, Stephen Colbert, and he says, "Hey, breaking news, guys! Trump fired James Comey." And then they all start cheering like it's the Super Bowl. They're like, yes, we hate James Comey. Yes, Trump fired James Comey. We hate him. And then Stephen Colbert goes, no. That's a bad thing now. No, we don't like that now. Trump fired James Comey, and that's bad. He's a bad guy. And then they're all like, no, boo, Trump's a bad guy. And then literally a week later, a month later, they're in Brooklyn, New York, drinking craft beer. And I'm not knocking Brooklyn, New York or craft beer. I love both of them very dearly. I'm in there all the time. But they're in Brooklyn drinking craft beer, watching James Comey on the TV like it's the goddamn Super Bowl. I mean, this is the reality that we live in. I'm not making this stuff up. They hated James Comey. They thought he was #1 enemy to the state and to the republic, and he ruined the election. They're literally cheering the fact that he got fired. Stephen Colbert says, no. You don't use your brain. You're not allowed to be smart. You're not allowed to be right. I control you. Jimmy Kimmel controls you. Trevor Noah controls you. John Oliver controls you. Facebook controls you. Google controls you. Twitter controls you. YouTube controls you. We control you, okay? We control your mind. You're not allowed to cheer for what we told you to cheer about. You have to boo now. And then they booed, and a month later, they're in Brooklyn, drinking craft beer, watching James Comey like it's the Super Bowl. And then he writes a stupid book, and then they all buy the book. They're like, oh my God, this is comparable to Kill a Mockingbird. They got to put James Comey's book in every single school. We got to read it 20 times. We got to highlight it. Fire and Fury, yeah, we got to buy that book too. We'll buy all the books. I mean, it's just so embarrassing. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. It's like literally the dude's #1 enemy, and now they're buying his book, watching him on 60 Minutes. Like, oh, no, the Cohen raid and breaking news. Sean Hannity had an email conversation with a lawyer. Whoa! They're distracting you from the fact that our intelligence communities have been lying to you for how many years now? 30, 40, 50 years? I mean, how many laws and how many rules did James Comey break? How many times did he lie under oath? How many felonies did he commit? People don't care, though, because they have people mind controlled. They'll literally love him and hate him and love him and buy his book. It's just so embarrassing. It's a distraction from what was George Bush doing? What was Barack Obama doing? Nobody knows because nobody was paying attention. And then you have people like Bernie Sanders and Ellen DeGeneres and Jimmy Kimmel being like, man, George W. Bush was just a really great guy. I mean, I really wish we had George Bush instead of Trump because we love when people just start wars and, expand in the Middle East and, cause a refugee crisis that destabilizes Europe. We love that. You know what we don't like? We don't like a president who's telling us the blunt truth. We don't like a president who's going to shake up the political system and expose the fact that Republicans and Democrats alike are working together to fund rebels. You have John McCain and Hillary Clinton, who literally, McCain and Obama, they ran against each other for president. They acted like they were enemies, but they were secretly doing the exact same thing because it's always been a big political setup. And then you have people, like the McCabe's and Comeys, who think they're above it all. They think they're above politics. They're like, oh, I work for intelligence communities. No one has to vote for me, so I influence my power over the president, and nobody notices. I mean, this is what happens, folks. This is the core of it. It's like chopping off a leaf on a tree. This is what they have liberals doing. This is what they have mind-controlled, Trump-hating zombies doing. And this is what they have, Republicans and conservatives, to be fair. The coin will eventually flip. If you're not thinking critically, they will flip and catch you in the thing 5 years. So I'm not trying to hate, why do you only talk about liberals all the time? No, I just got yelled at by the conservatives for talking about Syria 2 days ago. Everyone's mad at me. I don't really care. But it's like chopping off a leaf and thinking the trees, oh, we knocked down the tree. It's like a hose with water running out, and instead of turning off the hose, you just slap at the water every day, and you just eat the water. You're like, ooh, feed me more, CNN. Tell me more, MSNBC. Tell me what to think. Tell me how to drive. Tell me what to act. Tell me what pills to take. Control my life, please. You're not turning off the hose. You're not chopping down the tree because you're not getting to the root level of the problem. Trump was never the problem. At most, he's a symptom of the problem. He is, the result of how many years of political corruptness and media deception. Trump is the result. He's not the problem. So if you spend 8 years of your life in a digital age where they're making holograms and they're making artificial intelligence and, they're traveling all over the world and, they're creating literal technology that's going to be smarter than you and take you over, and you spend 8 years just slapping at a leaf saying, oh, it's Trump, and maybe if we march enough and take away enough rights from private citizens, we could make the world a better place. You're not actually helping. I'm sorry. Ellen DeGeneres lied to you. Jimmy Kimmel lied to you. Twitter lied to you. Facebook lied to you. Google lied to you. The Democrats lied to you. John McCain and Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell probably lied to you, okay? It's not a partisan thing. Whoever's telling you that you're helping, you're not helping. The March for Science is not advancing science. They have holograms and artificial intelligence. They'll literally probably just kill you in 20 years and then let them march because you're worthless. You're just a robot at this point. You have no empathy or feelings. The March for Women's not helping women. They're all in Russia hacked the election. It's like, what does that have to do with women? It doesn't. You're mind-controlled zombies marching for stuff that you don't even know why you're there. I mean, you are powerful when you're not mind-controlled, women. So don't be mind-controlled, and then you could pretty much do whatever you want. It's the best time ever to be a woman or to be a transgender, to be an LGBT person. It's the greatest time in human civilization to do that. But you're not actually helping. And I say this as a friend. I don't say this to be mean. I say it to be funny. I'm trying to have a good time. Believe it or not, comedy and free speech are two things that I enjoy. I know that's unpopular nowadays. People are like, how dare you have a good time and enjoy yourself in this lunatic age? But I'm saying this to help you and have a conversation with you. Because slapping at a leaf is not going to chop down the tree. Slapping at water is not going to make water coming out of the hose. Drinking the water out of the hose is not going to make it. And spitting it out in people's faces, that's not going to turn off the hose. Okay? Hating Trump for 8 years is not going to help anything in the world. It's literally helping nothing because Trump has done 100+ things that are very revolutionary. And even when I get mad at Trump and people get mad at me, they say, Anomaly, screw you. We like Trump and not you. That's fine. I'm not poo-pooing on Trump. I'm literally just analyzing what's going on. But even if Trump literally did nothing for the rest of the year and 2 years and 3 years, he's still done 100+ more things that are positive and revolutionary that no other president probably would have done. So if you're fighting Trump, you're actually fighting someone who's helping. You're actually not only not helping, but you're actually hurting. You're actually ruining people's lives. You're actually destroying, literal rights. I mean, what's happened in the last year? That's 3 amendments in the Constitution that they're trying to attack. The freedom of speech is under threat. Obviously the Second Amendment is under threat. And whatever amendment says that you have a right to a relationship is under threat with an attorney, if that is, correct me if I'm wrong. And then, the one that they can't just seize your property and come into your house or your office and steal all your stuff. All of these are under threat. They're actually programming liberals to be fascists. They're like, oh my goodness, like this little kid did a bad thing and, the police ignored it 50 plus times. So, what's the solution? Would it be to get better law enforcement? Would it be to figure out what was mentally going wrong with him? Would the solution be trying to figure out, this kid had no parents and maybe that had something to do with it? Would it be the fact that almost every single mass shooter has been on, pharmaceuticals? Would that stop the problem? No. I have an idea. No. Ignore all of that. Ignore the root of the problem. Ignore the person at hand. Ignore the fact that he didn't have parents. Ignore the fact that he's on pharmacy pills. Ignore the fact that, the law enforcement ignored 40 plus calls about the kid. Ignore all of that. What we're going to do, we have a solution. We are the Trump-hating liberals, and we're smarter than you because we work at tech companies, and we have college degrees that you may or may not have. Our solution to stop the shootings is going to be, let's call the NRA terrorists. Oh, hold on. Let's call the NRA terrorists, even though they've never committed a mass shooting, and let's blame law-abiding citizens. Okay. Let's blame Trump. Oh, we always blame Trump. No matter what happens, we blame Trump. So always add Trump in there. We'll blame conservatives. And then we'll alter the Second Amendment to take away people's right to purchase certain firearms. That'll solve the problem. And we're going to march in the streets. We're going to march. And yeah, I wonder why that's not working. I wonder why it's not working in the UK. Why is crime on the rise in UK? We took away the guns. We blamed conservatives. We blamed Trump. We blamed law-abiding citizens. We didn't look at mental health. We didn't look at family. We didn't look at law enforcement. We blamed Trump. We blamed conservatives. We took the guns away. And then we imported hundreds of thousands of people who bring a violent rape culture to our country. Why is crime going up? I can't seem to figure it out. I mean, I've voted Democrat for 15 years. And, the Democrats say that they're going to help black people and Latinos and Asians and whites and that they love the LGBT community. And the Democrats say that they love the working class more than Republicans and conservatives. I don't understand why things aren't getting better. I mean, we tried everything in the book besides everything that actually matters. Maybe if we ignore reality, maybe if we ignore, the actual, physical proof of, like, everything that matters, and we just talk about Sean Hannity. I mean, the guy's a crazy guy. I mean, he talked about WikiLeaks. We got to get this guy off air. Like, maybe if we get Sean Hannity off air. Wait, no. Let's take Fox News off air. Let's take off Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson's the only real journalist on television. He's the best journalist on television. He's probably the best TV analyst within the last 10 years, Democrat or Republican. And the only home for him is Fox News, because CNN would not let Tucker Carlson on. MSNBC would certainly not let Tucker Carlson on. ABC wouldn't let Tucker Carlson on. The tech companies don't like Tucker Carlson. So maybe we should get rid of Fox News. Then we'll get rid of Tucker Carlson. Then we'll only have one thought. We'll have one really dumb thought that everyone will think. And then we'll make the tech companies say that. And then all the television stations will say that. And then, our kids will open Snapchat. And Snapchat will brainwash them with our marches. And Twitter will. And then no one will be able to think other than us. And then we'll take the guns away. We'll take the knives away. We'll take all the amendments away. We'll take away your privacy. We'll take away your freedom. We'll import hundreds of thousands of people who want to destroy Western civilization. We'll blame Christians for everything. We'll attack the one area in the Middle East where Christians and good Muslims are allowed to live peacefully. We'll bring in, bad Muslims that want to kill good Muslims here, because believe it or not, there's like a huge civil war going on within the religion. I mean, Iran and Saudi Arabia, there's, Shiite and Sunni, and they fight all the time. And the good Muslims that want to be peaceful and live in a nice society are always getting killed, just like the Christians are. Let's ignore that. Let's put a blanket statement on everything. Let's say that the wall is racist, even though in every single country that they've destabilized, they've done multiple things. They've funded protests and they funded violent protesters to make it seem like it was already destabilized. They've, they ship money, drugs, and militants in through unsecure borders. They did that in Syria. They couldn't secure their borders in time, so we had people funding rebels and sending millions of dollars through tunnels and stuff. So just ignore that reality that every country that's been destabilized has done all those three things, and then they say he's a dictator and a criminal, so we got to attack. Let's ignore that, and let's say that the border wall, if we secure our borders like any, half common sense decent country that doesn't want, terrorists and whatnot, let's say that that's racist. Oh, I got a good idea. Let's open the borders. Let's ignore the whole reality of the religious battle that's been going on in the world for thousands of years. Let's bring in the people that want to hurt our good Christians and Muslims and atheists here. Let's take away guns. Let's take away knives. Let's take away Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and Fox News. And then everything will be great. That's the solution. We got it, guys. So remember, nothing I said here matters. What matters is Sean Hannity sent an email to a lawyer. Yes, in the age of literal, we got drones. We got drone strikes murdering civilians. We got millions of people displaced because of failed foreign policies. We got artificial intelligence literally implemented in Facebook and Twitter that are censoring people, covertly taking away people's First Amendment rights via artificial intelligence, which is a huge threat to not only our First Amendment, but to entire humanity and civilization. Let's ignore all that. None of that's important, guys. That's not the big scoop here. The big scoop is not that. The big scoop is Sean Hannity emailed a lawyer. Sean Hannity emailed a lawyer. Come on, guys. What are you, a conservative? Are you a Republican? What, you don't care about that? What are you, Fox News? Are you Fox News? F-A-U-X? Ha ha ha. We got you, guys. Fox News. Tucker Carlson sucks. Ha ha ha. Fox News. Ha ha ha. Let's watch Rachel Maddow. None of that matters. We got Stormy Daniels, okay? We lost the election because we had a literal criminal running who has, done lots of suspicious things. Let's ignore the fact that they were colluding with the intelligence communities, which is a huge threat to a democracy that doesn't even exist. Let's ignore all of that. Let's ignore that these problems stem hundreds of years old and that these problems are decades year old and they don't start or end with Trump, and getting rid of Trump will solve nothing. It will literally only make the world worse. Let's ignore that because there's a porn star that has something to say. Okay, let's ignore our intellects. Let's ignore, Noam Chomsky and Stephen Hawking and Cornel West and, your brilliant conservatives and your very intelligent economists and all the people that matter. Let's ignore what they have to say because there's a porn star that has a message for you, and it's gonna be on 60 Minutes, and everyone's gonna watch it, and it really, really matters because that's what matters. Because I hate Trump, okay? And Stormy Daniels has stuff to say, and Michael Cohen's doing lawyer stuff. Like, whoa, talking to Sean Hannity and Trump at the same time? A lawyer talking to two different people at one time, doing his job and possibly consulting with someone. Foreign Russian collusion, damn it. It's collusion at the highest levels. They're both Russian. They're using encrypted Russian email servers. Let's ignore the fact that the DNC said Russian hacked their emails and wouldn't even give their servers over to the FBI. Let's ignore that because Sean Hannity is talking to a lawyer, and that's just a big deal because of the porn star. No. You're dumb, guys. You're dumb, okay? I don't want to talk about the Federal Reserve. I don't want to talk about the petrodollar. I don't want to talk about the petro yen. I don't want to talk about the destabilization of the Middle East. I don't want to talk about the destabilization of Europe. I don't want to talk about the meltdown of our amendment and constitution and privacy rights. I don't want to talk about artificial intelligence. I don't want to talk about technology. I don't want to talk about the truth. Listen, you're dumb for wanting to talk about all that stuff that doesn't matter because there's a porn star, okay? Listen, there's a porn star that no one knew about 4 months ago. No one even knew who she was. She said, okay, that Trump spanked her on the butt, okay? So I'm not saying that you're dumb. I'm just saying if you're a law-abiding citizen who is in the NRA, 5 million plus members, probably 6 or 7 million now, I'm just saying you're a terrorist, okay? I'm allowed to support politicians that literally fund terrorists, okay? I'm allowed to support politicians that spend billions of taxpayer dollars doing covert operations, funding rebels, trying to overthrow governments. I'm allowed to support terrorists, but you're a terrorist because you own a gun, okay? And the story, I mean, why are you worried about food and water and education and healthcare? I mean, oh, you want to secure the border, you big racist? You want affordable healthcare, you big dummy? You want your kids to be educated better? How dumb could you be? There's a porn star on the loose spanking the president, okay? And you don't care? You don't care that there's a porn star spanking the president? What are you a terrorist? Because you want to protect your family from clearly impending doom that's clearly happening? Because we're making it happen. We're manifesting the doom. We're destroying Europe. We're destroying the Middle East. We're trying to destroy America. We're not going to be successful because we have too many patriots here. And you want to actually protect yourself from the cops that we hate? We tell you every day that the cops are corrupt. The government's corrupt. Trump's corrupt. Every cop is bad. Down with the cops. Cops are so bad. Cops never do anything good. But you shouldn't own a gun or you're a terrorist. If you try to protect yourself from everything that we're causing, we're literally destabilizing the entire world, trying to destabilize the country. But if you want to protect yourself, you are a terrorist. Because I watch Jimmy Kimmel. I watch Trevor Noah. Okay, I've gone to college. Okay, I've studied science. I've studied the arts. I've studied philosophy. I've studied language arts. I've studied politics. Okay, I've literally sat in a little cubicle with a bunch of other kids that retaining information that they want me to retain. And you're a terrorist because you want to protect yourself from all the things that we are causing. Even though gun-free zones never work, every school shooting is at a gun-free zone, all of the cities with the strictest gun laws have the most gun violence. London surpassed New York City because we're literally destroying it. But you're a terrorist if you want to protect yourself, because there's a porn star spanking our president, okay? Spank, spank, spank. And that's the big news, okay? It's not the currency, it's not education, it's not the air, it's not water, it's not your health, it's not the fact that, you know, premiums are up 500%, you want to secure the border because you have a brain in your head. It's a spanking and a raid, and now we have bombshell evidence. It's going to be on Rachel Maddow tonight because the spank led to the raid, led to the emails, led to the secret story today that's all over the place. It's the #1 trending story right now. That's why there's all these people watching. And now we know that Sean Hannity was talking to a lawyer. I mean, we got it, guys. I can't wait till next week, because next week we're going to impeach Trump, even though I said that last week, and I said that the week before, 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 and I said that the week before. I've been saying it since November 8th, but I'm very confident that this next week, because Sean Hannity talked to a lawyer, and because the NRA is terrorists, and because there's Russians in the United States, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with being Russian until a year ago when Hillary Clinton and the media, and they told you to hate Russians all of a sudden because, you know, Russia's actually doing something decent. We're going to get them this week, okay? Because the lawyers rated and the Stormy Daniels did really good on 60 Minutes. We're going to get Roseanne off the air, okay? We're going to get her off the air because she has perspective and she tells it like it is and both sides, and she's honest and she's funny, so she's going to be off the air. We're going to get Sean Hannity off the air now because he talked to a lawyer. Ha ha ha, let's attack his advertisers. Yes, yes, everybody. Go, talk to the tool companies. Talk to the insurance companies. Get them, guys. Get Sean Hannity. Yes. And then we're going to get Tucker Carlson off the air because he's the only real journalist that we've ever seen on television, probably ever, if not within the last 10 years. He's doing real journalism. He's done dozens of, compilation pieces that are more impressive than anybody else. We're going to get him off air. We're going to get Fox News. Listen to what I said. Did I say Fox? Listen. No, I said Fox. F-A-U-X. I'm not F-O-X. It's F-A-U-X. Fake news, okay? We're going to get Fox off. We're going to replace them with CNN. We're going to have a 1984 style media, which we already pretty much have, besides like maybe Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson. We're going to be able to spread liberalism. Yes. And then everybody's going to have no weapons. There's going to be peace, love, and it's just going to spread throughout the world. And then, I mean, we do have to get rid of conservatives. So I'm sorry, I don't want to say this, but if we really want to spread liberalism, we have to overtake the media. We have to control everything. But we're going to have to get rid of Christians and conservatives because let's be honest. We can't coexist, okay? We're on a whole nother level, okay? They're talking about the economy. They're talking about border security. They're talking about, Western civilization being destroyed by a refugee crisis and, admitted people that want to do that. They're not even on our level, okay? Because we're talking about porn stars here, okay? We're talking about 1980s porn stars that nobody cared about, that's literally just making millions of dollars right now and running ads on porn websites. We're talking about lawyers here, okay? We're talking about, we're not talking about the fact that lawyers control our country. We're not talking about the fact that we're an overly litigious society that pretty much has no law. The rule of law is dead. There's no justice. I mean, there's pretty much no politician or no wealthy person's pretty much ever been held accountable for anything. So there's no rule. But we're not talking about that type of lawyer, because that would actually make sense. That would actually help people. That would actually solve the problem. We're not talking about that. Okay, that's what some crazy NRA terrorists would talk about. We're talking about a lawyer who had an email to a guy on television. And this guy on television, it's not just any normal guy. It's Sean Hannity. I mean, Sean Hannity's talking to a lawyer, and that's the big scoop. It's not the fact that we're an overly litigious society, that we can't even have conversations anymore, that we can't be honest or accurate, because all we do is hide behind lawyers, and they sue, and they're making millions of dollars, and, Wall Street's making billions of dollars, and, that there's somebody controlling the entire money system that's raising interest rates right now. Trump's trying to tell them about it. Trump's trying to tell you that they're raising interest rates. Trump's tweeting, he's trying to tell you, that they're trying to rival the dollar and deplete our currency. But that doesn't matter because we hate Trump. And anything that he says is just dumb. Because, I don't know, because I hate him, so anything that he says, I hate. In fact, I'm never going to drink water again because Trump drinks water. So I'm going to hopefully turn into a liberal sponge, and hopefully the world turns into an ocean, and water rains down on me because I'm not drinking water because Trump does. So that's the scoop there. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. I got off topic talking about all the things that matter. The big story here, remember, guys, Stormy Daniels, Trump's lawyer, talked to Sean Hannity, and now we have enough fodder to literally mind control people for the next 2 years. I mean, we're gonna hop from story to 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 Stormy to story to Stormy to story to Stormy. See what I did there? And we're gonna do that for 7 years. So that's the big scoop, guys. I'm sorry for getting off topic. Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen's office got raided, and there's conversations between Sean Hannity and a lawyer. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to post my links below. Follow me on Instagram if you like Dream Rare, DreamRare. Twitter, @LegendaryEnergy. If you'd like to support my news analysis, my link's below. I don't make millions of dollars like Sean Hannity was trying to call me. But so I'm completely fueled by the people. So thank you guys for supporting. I'll also post my free email list below. So thanks for joining, guys. Have a good week.